I'm actually kind of mad after this chapter. I legitimately am upset. And I'll go over why, because I think that's going to be a majority of this chapter. And it's not like it's not something that I think is badly written or something that doesn't make sense. It's more of just the decision that even though it fits, it fits into the story, which is good, but I'm pissed off about it because it didn't need to happen. So we'll just talk about essentially the opening of the chapter. What we got at the very end of the last one. Sukuna ended up, activating his domain expansion and just clearing out this whole, it was like 140 meter wide area, just completely devastating it. And we get to see that this chapter. Like, Yuji gets back control, and you just see this completely flattened zone. Completely, like, I figured it was going to be rubble, like this big, it just looked like a bomb hit, but instead of an explosion, it was just slice and dice and cut everything up, like, super clean. But it's just nothing. It's gone. It's just completely clean cut into nothing. And the only other thing that's out there is the body of that one dude who Sukuna killed at the end of the last chapter. It was pretty sad. Like, Yuji, you could tell he's freaking out. He blames himself. And I've mentioned in my other videos that I still think that Megumi is secretly the main character of Jujutsu Kaisen, and Yuji is like the villain that's kind of like being brought up alongside him, but more of like the villain host. It's obviously not, that's just a theory that could easily be wrong. Like, obviously Yuji is put more in the front, but I feel like Megumi has more of the main character vibe and as well as the main character treatment. I don't know though, again, I could be wrong. It's more of like a tinfoil hat theory right now. But him, who he wanted to help people, he really wanted to do good things, be surrounded by those who care about him and by those he could help. Like, remember back to words from his grandfather, and here he is just dead. And the thing that really bothers him is like he's thinking back about like when he was first set for execution, and he knows that if he just let them kill him then, this wouldn't have happened. I mean, it's not his fault, but you can see entirely where he could see himself at fault for it. I don't think Yuji really, like, he didn't do this. He didn't want this to happen. It's just a byproduct of events that, was bound to happen with Sukuna being, in the fray of things. But, like, it's definitely, like, a bit of a dark moment for this character. And that's not the thing that pissed me off. So, I saw him up. I saw Nanami injured. He's missing an eye. I was already worried at that point. I was like, okay, maybe he survived. And then the very next page, it's Mahito. Mahimo's got his eyes on him. I knew it was over. I knew it was over. I knew it was over for him. I knew that there was no chance for him to come back from this. And I started doing some damage control. I started to panic. Legitimately, I was like trying to figure out what exactly, like, how he could survive this, what could get him out of this, what he could do to even kind of to kind of survive and make it out of this arc, because he's one of the characters that I wanted to get out of this so bad. I wanted Nanami to survive. I already lost Hanami, and Hanami, just the fact that they tried to fight Satoru, I knew that he was in a bad spot, and as much as I liked him, dying was very possible for him. But as a cursed spirit, he could potentially come back, and like in Chainsaw Man, I'm upset with some of the character deaths, but some of them, it's like, okay, yeah, some of them are devils and whatnot, and they will be reborn, they'll just go back to hell. We don't know if they'll be the same character, but they are essentially, to a degree, they could potentially come back. They could their sword is still alive. That's not the case for this. Like, here's Nanami. He's at death's door. He's already low on power. He's beaten to shit. Like, he's got half his body burnt, one of his eyes gone, and he's now confronted by all of these transfigured monsters. And he's just now, he knows he's gonna die. He knows that this is the end for him, that he's not gonna make it out of this. And he's just thinking about, he's a place in Malaysia. He just wanted to go relax. He just wanted to go be comfortable and live out the rest of his life in a good spot. He came back to the work because he knew that it was what he should be doing, and he knew that he could be helping a lot more people in that process than just doing a desk job. That, a quiet, comfortable thing that you wouldn't get him in any danger, but there were people that he could be saving and doing good things for while he was an exorcist, while he was doing the whole shaman sorcery stuff. And then these last panels, he's just smashing through these dudes, just completely destroying some of these mutated people. And then I can see that hand, that stitched up hand, press against his chest. And yeah, I knew there was no chance for him. I knew there was no chance for him, because the thing is, not only now does he have Mahito touching his soul, but Mahito, as a special grade, we know that the special grades, even though they're compared to like what we saw with Jogo, compared to Satoru, they're fine. They're not going to be able to really do anything. They're below him. But then we saw like any of them again, like any of the high-ranking sorcerers not named Satoru Gojo going against a special grade, and it's a big struggle. And here we have a fully, like, no damage, full power Mahito already got his hand on a barely, like, alive Nanami, and you knew it was over. You knew it was over. Like, and then you see, like, Haibara, you remember back, in the Ghetto flashback, that this was a friend of his he wasn't able to save, and in the last moments of his life, he's remembering this guy he wasn't able to save and wasn't able to do anything for, and then here comes in Yuji, who just sees Nanami, and like in his mind, he's like, he can't say whatever voice of Haibara is like saying to him. He's like, I can't do that because it would become a curse for Yuji. He had to say something that would be encouraging. He had to give him a last words that wouldn't in any way warp into potentially creating a curse for him. And that's a very important thing as well. Because one thing we know about curses and how curses like exist in the series, we know that curses can either be kind of formed through, cursed energy radiating off of like a non-sorcerer, because they can't control their cursed energy, and eventually just that kind of runoff power will create a curse. Or a powerful shaman ends up dying, or sorcerer. I got so used to shaman in the unofficial translations. But the sorcerers, when they die, they could potentially, if they have enough resentment, and enough kind of like issue with however they died, or it's whoever they were dying from, they could potentially create a curse that is like almost born from them. They're essentially leaving this dangerous spirit based off of, their lingering will. And whenever a character dies in the series, there's always the potential that they could end up sort of, like I said, sort of living on through a curse, sort of living on through something they create. I still have the theory that maybe Mahito is like the creation from when Geto died or something, but it's still a mystery. But like Nanami here being careful as to not do anything that would be detrimental to Yuji, while at the same time it really just, it makes it so he can't end up living on through like a curse. Like I said, he can't have like this kind of like born maybe curse that becomes a good guy or villain through Nanami. He'll live through his teachings, but that's it. He's done. And then like Yuji and Mahito going up against a fight. I mean, that's really cool. But at the same time, I'm sitting here wondering, like, why did Nanami have to die? No, like, again, it makes sense of how things are set up. And obviously Mahito is a very malefic guy. But like, Nanami didn't need to die. I wanted Nanami so bad to live through this, and despite what happens, despite how things come out of this whole arc, that he was going to be the one to help continue to raise and like help nurture the upcoming generation. Because Nanami, despite like not having the sheer level of talent and power that someone like Satoru has, he was just this hard-working dude doing what he needed to do. And he was such a likable guy. He was such a good character. His design was great. Just seeing him in action was badass. And at the same time, I'm pissed. I'm mad because there was no need to kill him off. Like, there was the setup that he could die, but he could have survived. He could have made it out of this arc. You could have killed off so many other characters. I mean, like, I get going for one that'll hit harder, but I'm still able to be pissed off about it. Like, I'm mad. I'm fucking mad about this shit. Like, it could have been the glasses dude, the old dude with the shades. It couldn't have been the stupid leader of the Zenin clan. It could have been anybody else, and I'm still mad about it. I'm pissed. I just really want this dude. I'm mad. I'm fucking upset. Like, it's so aggravating. I had to get up and just kind of fucking just pump my fists a little bit because I'm legitimately upset by this. Nanami was one of my favorite characters in the series, and now he's going out like this. Like they couldn't have let the dude get a domain expansion off before he died just to have that one, like, big flex of glory before he went out. Like, he got to completely destroy that one dude, the weird guy with the sword hand, or the hand sword. But, like, he just... It's upsetting. I'm mad. I really, really, really am pissed off about this. Because it's also not only that, it's done in a way that makes sense, so I can't complain about them just, like, killing off a character for the sake of killing off a character, and it's done by a character I also like, because I like Mahito. I think Mahito is extremely interesting and a really cool bad guy, but now he's killed one of the main people in the series that I get hyped about, and, like... I don't know. I'm going to be bothered about this for a while, and I just have, like, feelings that anytime I'm ever going to see... The only way I'm going to see him again, ever, is, like, flashbacks, and if some asshole shows up who's, like, a necromancer or something, and then makes, like, a zombie version of Nanami, and then I'm going to have to deal with some asshole disrespecting his corpse, and I'm going to be pissed. This is upsetting. Like, I haven't been deeply bothered by a character death in a while. It's been a good while since one has gotten like this, because it's not played up like a sad moment. It's played up in like a don't sweat the small stuff, like just like shit sometimes doesn't work out kind of way. It's just a rough outing. Like, it sucks. Like, they didn't even give him like a full panel. They didn't even give like a double spread. It was just this, oh shit, he survived. Maybe he'll make it out of this arc. Oh, he's fighting these guys? Oh, well, maybe he'll, you know, these guys aren't, like, very powerful. He should be, even if at death's door, he should be able to potentially beat them. And then Mahito comes in and just leaves it at nothing. I've knocked over a bunch of shit on my desk. It's, I don't know. I mean, the only good thing about, like, this coming out of it is when anime-only people get to this part, then I can watch them experience the same pain that I went through, which is, for the most part, what you want when you see, like, really sad stuff. I mean, but I can't even compare it to, like, a sad thing. Like recently, Yami got taken by the spade. That was really sad. Just, it was played in, like, this kind of, like, despair moment, like Igneel getting ripped apart. Like, that was super sad. It was played in a really sad way. But this is just, like, Mahito with the smile on his face, and the fact that it literally only took up maybe half a page. It's just like a sucks to suck, you know, better luck next time kind of moment. And it's infuriating. I wish that he at least got, like, a full page of, like, his death. I mean, he got that really cool, like, spread with those style, like, pages, like, that Akutami likes to do when he was just kind of, like, batting through those transfigured mutant dudes. But then, like, I wish that was the full double spread, as you just see him being badass. But then, like, that hand coming out, I think, just completely spoils it, and it just makes it so infuriating to me. So, I mean, that's mostly it for this one. Like, this chapter, it's such an upsetting fucking, like when Junpei, it was like, damn, I thought that guy was going to be a bigger character kind of situation. That sucks that he died. I can't believe the author did that. But, like, here with Nanami, rather, it's just like, you couldn't pick anybody else? You couldn't pick anybody else to do this. Fuck, dude, it's gonna bother me. But anyway, other than that, though, comment below, thumbs up the video, friend the like button, subscribe button, and check out my other videos. It's like, is there anybody that, like, got through this chapter and wasn't just agitated as hell? Like, as much as I like Mahito, I can't wait to see Yuji just fucking give him the hands and just beat the shit out of him. I want to see Mahito just absolutely, like, I just want a moment where he regrets doing what he just did. Anyway, yeah, comment below, thumbs up and stuff. Yeah, subscribe. Anyway, thanks everyone for listening and subscribing and stuff. I'm gonna go just fume a little bit about this before I do Undead Unluck and Phantom Seer and stuff. But anyway, bye.